I hear that train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling along the San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Rio just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Hey guys, this is How to Play Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash, the legend that is Johnny Cash. And fantastic song, one of his biggest hits, but also a great example of a very country strumming style, which has been popularised these days by Mumford & Sons and bands such as the sort of folk resurgence that's come into pop music over the last few years. So we're going to be covering the strumming in depth, but let's get in for a close-up of how to play the basics with the basic open chords and the song structure first of all. Let's get you straight in for the close-up. Folsom Prison Blues. So let's go straight in and have a look at this strumming pattern, and I'm going to demo it on the first chord of the song, which is an E major chord. And to keep this in tune to the record, you're going to want to stick a capo on the first fret, but other than that, it's standard open chords. And just to make sure everyone can do this lesson, we're going to use it without a capo and just do it from the E chord. Essentially, your strumming pattern is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and it's just played at breakneck speed. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 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 1, 2, and 3, da-da-da, da-da-da. I hear that train a-comin', it's a-rolling down the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since E7 chord is where we take off our third finger, and that's our E7 chord. So what happened there is this is basically a 12-bar blues in E, only it's 11 bars, not 12. So it's all the chords you would expect, but that 12th bar, he doesn't play and we go straight back to the first again. So after you played 11 bars of what you would expect, we're straight back to the start again, okay? This is a country song rather than a blues song. There's no turnaround bit. We're just going to go straight on. If you've never even heard of a 12-bar blues before, it's totally fine. Let's talk you through this chord sequence now. So we have an E chord for 3 bars, and then we play an E7, which is your third finger off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Okay? E for 3, then E7 for 1, and then we go to an A chord, standard A chord, or this way playing an A is totally fine. And we're going to play that for 1 bar and then go to an A7 for a bar. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, A7, 2, 3, 4, and then back to 2 bars of E. And time keeps dragging on, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then our B7, and we're going to do this for 2 bars, and then do the E chord just for 1. So from the B7, but that train keeps a-rolling along the San Antonio, 2, 3, 4, and we go again. That's where we go from the start of the song again, and the whole song is just that loop. So definitely check out the chord sequence, which is the link to which is in the description below, or there'll be a link up here somewhere, and follow this chord sheet, but it won't tell you how many bars are on for each one. So you want to know the lyrics and know the song well enough to be able to keep up, and you strum on the pulse, which is the beat. So try and keep that pulse along with me now. And we're going to go from the top of the song in a 1, 2, 3 from the E. And another. Final E, then E7. E7 to an A chord. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. A7 is your middle finger off. And back to E chord now. And then B7, but that train keeps a-rolling. And back to an E chord. Once more again. When I was just a baby, my second bar of an E, that's the third bar. And then a fourth, 2, 3 to an A chord. A, 2, 3, A7, and an E. E again. B7 for 2, B7, and then and it's the same thing over the solo again. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun, E7, dun 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 dun. Then to a B. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so the task is really memorize that chord sequence and then try and do it with the strumming pattern that we covered before. Now, it's putting those two things together that is definitely the tricky thing about this song and songs like it, such as, you know, Mumford & Sons and a few One Direction songs, or every song that's sort of covering folk and country music now with this sort of strumming pattern. Very percussive, very folky. The main thing to point out with the speed of the thing is there's absolutely no tension in my arm or forearm or my shoulders or anything. Everything's nice and loose, but there's also an economy of motion. So I'm not doing this too big. I'm not, you know, going outside of what would enable me to do this. I'm keeping my strumming fairly narrow, but going all over the strings. I'm not bending my wrist out. My wrist is pretty straight as a ruler along my forearm. So there's no wasted motion or effort. And I also think it really sounds like kind of a train. Boom, jagga, boom, jagga, boom, jagga, boom, jagga. Which is quite funny because he's talking about a train a lot in this song. So if we start off dead slow, it's like the train coming out of the station. And then the train speeds up a little, gets up to tempo. If you want to join into me now, try and keep up. And then we gradually increase that, but keep everything even. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Dagga, dum, dagga, dum, jagga, boom, jagga, boom, jagga, boom, jagga, boom. And then we go possibly as fast as we can, but don't lose the control of it. And to get a really authentic sound with this, you can really slap that beat to 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2. Kind of slap the strings. It really brings it to life. Rather than, that's without a slap. Maybe the one without a slap even sounds better on video, but in the room it really comes to life when you percussively kind of slap the strings on that. Okay, let's just have a brief look at the little lead line that we've got, because it's quite easy, and for many people this can be the first lead line that they've ever learned. So what we're going to pick is the open third string. Our playing here, just to clarify. Just a few notes and we're going to repeat them. So we've got open to first fret, open first, and then we've got the open B string. Open first, open B, and then we're going to have your middle finger on the third fret of the B string, so we kind of have 1, 2, 3, and then the rest of it's going to be on this B string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, open B, 3rd fret, open, open 3, open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And this essentially happens 4 times. The second time we don't play that last note, we just keep here. So that's the first one as normal. The second one, I didn't go to the open string, so notice, stayed on that last note. And then we play the first one again, normal. And then the final one, we play the normal one and then come down 2 notes that are the same notes out of your E chord. First finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. That last one again. Really cool little riff. Let's play it from the start in 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for that again. I'll count you in 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're hitting a lot of open strings there, we're going open first to another open. You might find when you play this you have a lot of string kind of bleeding out. Like when you hit the first open string, the B string's still ringing out. You kind of get this happening all the time. What you want to try and get is one string ringing out all the time. And a lot of that is done with the thumb and the fingers, which are, every time you play one string, you kind of touch the string above it and below it, like this, to make sure they're not ringing out. And then when we go from the 3rd string to the 2nd string, we can essentially stop a string from ringing out like this, and we can just play one string at a time by muting it with the thumb and the edge of the first and even middle finger and the rest of your hand, and even touching a string with the other hand. If you just play the B, touch it, and that one will stop ringing out. Don't touch it down to the fretboard, but that's called string muting. It becomes very important later on in your guitar development, possibly, but great thing to know about now. And once you've played that little riff 4 times, you're on the A chord from your rhythm point of view, back to the E, back to the B7, and finishing on an E chord all the time. Finally, to get the really authentic Johnny Cash style, you might want to check out how to play a single string, thickest E string. And that doubles up the bass line of boom, 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 which is so synonymous with this country style. And on the A chord, that would be A, E. It's reversed, basically. And on the B7 chord, that's a great thing to do, but the speed will get you more bang for your buck than going for that picking. So that's just for more of the intermediate and advanced guys to check out. It's playing root notes out of the chords, pick, down, up. That would essentially be Bob Dylan strumming from my strumming course. But it sounds really country when we vary that bass note. Like that. So there's just a quick demonstration about that, and more info on that will be in the description below by following the tab and the info that's on the website. So that's how to play Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash. Make sure you check out this lesson, which is Ring of Fire, also by Johnny Cash, if you enjoyed it, and you can subscribe by clicking the link down in the description below. Hopefully I'll see you in some of those lessons again. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.